Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. This is one of Starlight's favorite little spots out here out in nature, out in this area. So anyway, I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere like a hiking trail, a park, or out by an ocean. That is really a lot of the great places that you can spend time out in nature. You know, go out in the forest, bring your family. If you have dogs, you know, bring them along with you. The dogs will thank you later on. It will really release a lot of stress in their body. You know, they go through a lot. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can, don't be afraid, don't be shy, swing by and say hi to Starlight, and you could leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, don't forget, you could check out my playlist, and you could also share these videos with your family, your friends. A dog, that was a dog that didn't know Starlight was over here. And also a ferret. I haven't mentioned one of those in a long time, and I have crows out here. Lots of crows out here. But besides sharing my videos with your family or friends, or a dog or a ferret, you can also check out my Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So this video is for people that are single. Starlight's single, and well, I say I'm single is that I am single and not single. But I have a special someone out there, even though I'm not with that person yet. It's because Starlight has been working on herself. So anyway, besides that is, this video is for people who are single that don't have any special friends, like working on friendship, working on building a relationship to take things to the next level. This is for people who have given up. The people have given up on searching for a relationship. Why have you given up? What? You're afraid. You don't trust anyone. You believe that, you know, what has happened in the past, you know, because it keeps on happening, is that it's going to happen, you know, the next person that you meet, right? That's somebody out there. I do know somebody out there like that. They're like, you know, every time I meet someone, words are very powerful. Is that I meet them, and it's the same stuff that happens, you know, with all the other exes out there. So on that note is, number one is to find the one out there, you got to look within here. See this heart? It's a beautiful heart. So this is right, you know, see that little hole there? Inside your heart space, that's where you're going to find the one. Not outside of you, but inside of you, sorry. This is that time Starlight is. So yeah, you gotta search within, not outside. This world is upside down, backwards, inside out. And some of you, I might have met in person. You know, I might have, you know, talked with you. You might have talked with me. And so because, you know, I do meet a lot of people all over. I met people from New York, all the way from New York down to Miami, then up back, you know, I have been up on the other side of Florida, the west side of Florida, going back up all the way to Kansas, to Colorado, and now here to California. Sometimes I don't even know where I am. So anyway, I have met a lot of people along the way, and some of you, even some people on my YouTube channel, has, said, I'm giving up. They're tired of trying. They're tired of, and that's, God is just really wanting you to really, instead of focusing out there, looking on the outward appearance of somebody and, finding out, and this is, women, now these days though, things are a lot different than a long time ago. So women might say, he just wants me for one thing. And men have a similar story, but what is that, one thing, where women might say, men are just after sex, and then, so that is, not all women say that, but, a good portion of them could say, that's all they want, they don't want to get to know me, they're not interested in, what I like to do, they're not even, and I'm not saying this is all men, I'm just saying, like, these are different things that women could come up with, or things I can think of, like, what stops someone from connecting with somebody outside of yourself, is these are different things. You might even have people out there that says, hey, I love somebody out there, but they're married, or they got a girlfriend. And I'm talking on the females, like looking out for a male, or the person's attitude, or what kind of job they have, or where they live. These are things that, that you might know somebody, but then there's these buts, like this and that about these people. Or, I like this guy, but he's not really, and I'm really into him, but he's not really into me. And a lot of people, when it comes to relationships, is that they've been programmed and conditioned to believe and think a certain way, that the women got to be this way, and a guy's got to be a certain way. And then, and the way society is, they're like, they got to have a lot of money, so men, this happens a lot with Starlight, where men get the thing thinking, not all men are this way, but most men could be this way, is, they say women want money. Women, but you got to understand, guys, not all women, I have an instant back here. I just want to make sure it's not burning any of my stuff, so anyway, is not all women want you to go out and buy lots of things. Not all women are materialistic. So guys, please understand this. Not all women care about what's in your wallet. There's women out there like Starlight that cares about what's in your heart and your beautiful mind. Like, what are you going to teach me? What are you going to, So Starlight is really into sweet men that are intelligent. So what do you have to bring at the table for that one that you're searching for, guys? What do you got to offer her? Forget about your wallet. Forget about your bank accounts. That's not what I'm talking about. What is it? Forget about a car. Forget about clothes. What is it that you have to offer her to get her interest in you? So forget about, like, impressing her with things that you could buy her, and so with guys is, I just had a video a while back, is like, about, you can't buy love. And that's, I just was around a group of people yesterday where now I don't want to be around that group, because this is what they were saying. Oh yeah, these days, and they knew that I was trying to make money. I was working, I wasn't trying, I was making money on getting money so I can fix different things in my car because I just got the oil changed. So now I want to work on getting the brakes fixed, you know. And so there's a lot of men and women there at this place where I can make money. And this is what the men were saying at this group of people at this park, that they go there and sell things for free. You know, you don't have to have a permit to do this. You don't have to pay money. You can just bring whatever and sell it. And they were saying, well, yeah, these days what people are doing is like Starlight needing all these things fixed on her vehicle. I'm just fixing one thing at a time, getting all these things taken care of. And they're like, yeah, these days what people are doing is there could be a guy, and this Starlight definitely does not, this is what's wrong with the world and how people see it. Hey, I'm just going to pretend this is, you know, that I'm like this, and I'm not actually at all like this. But hey, if you want to get with me, then you could fix my brakes. I need 4 new tires for my vehicle. I need this, this, and this, and this fixed on my vehicle. And you could buy me this and this. And then, you know, you can buy all this stuff for me, and I will go out with you. You take care of all my problems, all my things that I got going on, and I will go out with you. And that's crazy. That's crazy. So this is what their mindset was at this park that I went to yesterday. And I'm like, you know, that is what's wrong with the world, because Starlight's point of view on this is prostitution, you know. So I'm gonna, you know, like you're selling yourself, you're selling your soul. Like, hey, you know, like, who cares about who you are as a person? Who cares about, you know, getting to know you? Hey, you just pay for all my stuff, and yeah, I'll go with you. Doesn't that sound like kind of what the girls do out there? And prostitution is not just women. Guys are selling their bodies, you know, to men, or even women. Who knows these days? So be careful of what you think as far as like who's a prostitute or not, because women and men do this. And so guys, you might be like, oh, you know, the reason I'm single and the reason why I'm giving up is because these are opinions that men could have about women. Not all men, but some of them, or most of them, is they want to control me. They want my money. That's all they're interested in. They don't want to get to know me as a human being, as far as what I have. You know, I am intelligent. I know how to fix a lot of things. I know how to repair a lot of things. I am really good hard worker, but they don't want to know that about me. All they want is, hey, what can you give me? What can you give me? You know? And so that is a mindset on a lot of men, is thinking that women only, you know, women are all about wanting things from a man, and that is not true, not 100% true, because Starlight doesn't give a shit how much money you have in your bank account. Yes, I do want you to be working and be happy with the job that you have. So and a big huge thing that men do, or women do, as far as trying to get that one, is that they feel like they have to buy her by going out and, like, in the beginning of even not even to be going out with them, is to keep on buying stuff for them. You know, it might be small, you know, hey, I'll buy you a cup of coffee, and then, hey, I'll buy you this, and then men wonder why women act the way they do. And so you don't have to go and buy these women all these things, because she could be a beautiful woman, and you might be like, oh, like, man, she's hot, she's beautiful, and just because she's all these things, it doesn't mean that she's a bitch. It doesn't mean that she's stupid. It's just that men are drawn to beautiful women, but not all men care about the outward appearance of a female. there's other men out there, just like women, they really want to get to know her. They want to get deep into knowing her, like, how does she think? What does she like? What does she not like? What does she like to do in her free time? What does she like to eat? Where does she like to go? What does she do when she's alone, you know? So there's men that really want to know, because they already know what it's like being with other types of females out there that they got with in the past, where they did over control. They were always telling them what to do and never giving them rest, you know, or controlling like who can come at the house and where they can go and what time they need to come back, and all this, where that could be where, you know, you might be drawing the same type of women. I'm hearing something. So you got to be mindful, though, not all women are like that. Not Starlight is not a controlling kind of person, but I desire for a man to work on themselves. So if anything, Starlight, and that is the thing with relationships, is that you know, especially if you want to grow together and be strong and rise up in love with, you know, because if you're not growing together, if only one person's growing and the other one doesn't care about growing, then that's where you're going to have a split, is because one wants to work, you know, and keep on going up to different levels of being a greater version or being a change that you want to see in the world. And the other one, you know, might have started off like that, but fizzled out because it wasn't real in the first place. So that's why it's so important to get to know people enough, you know, and test them out and see if they're really, and this goes with women wanting a man to work on themselves, or a man wanting a woman to work on themselves, and to always grow, so you can grow together and rise up in love as a team, not separate, going different ways. You know, I'm going that way, and then things don't work out that way, and that's where breakups end up happening, is because you're not on the same page to begin with. So you got to be mindful, is you got to look inside of you to find that one that you're searching outside. And when you do the work inside, and that means spending a lot of quality time alone with yourself, that means loving yourself and appreciating yourself, that means not being hard on yourself, and like if you messed up, you did something wrong, is to curse yourself out and get mad and angry and all that stuff. And you know, you got to get healed and work on yourself, and the more you find out who you really are, you'll be a better judge at, you know, knowing, hey, you know what, this girl does not line up with me because I gave up drinking, I gave up smoking. I'm not going backwards, I'm going forward. You know, I just recently had somebody ask Starlight about wine. You know, hey, do you like wine? And it was in morning time. You know, I really thought the person asked me if I wanted wine, but it was in the morning time. And I'm like, no, I don't drink wine. So you gotta, you know, some people, they think, hey, I don't care if they drink wine or not, you know, that they want to get with somebody. But you gotta really find out, like when it comes to alcohol, and this is how Starlight is when it comes to men, is, you know, a lot of people might fib and not be honest and real because they want to get you as a girlfriend or a boyfriend. So you really got to test them out and have them prove, really, people will say, I'm a sociable drinker, you know, I just, you know, once in a while. Then you start living with them, and what the heck, you know, you drink a lot of alcohol. And that's where you got to be careful with a guy or a girl, is that if they're drinking too much and they have like you know, they could be an alcoholic and you don't even know it. You know, hey, I thought you only, you know, like you didn't drink a lot. So Starlight prefers a man that doesn't drink at all. Believe me. So you got to really know what it is that you want. Do you, you know, like there's people that want certain types of women or men, but are you being that yourself, you know, like, and this is what I learned from my mentor is you, like, if you want somebody athletic, are you going to be out there jogging with a person and working out on your body as well? Or do you, you know, you desire to have all those things, but you are not doing the work, you know? So you got to do that work on yourself, that type of male or female, depending on what you want. You know, if you want a fit man, then, you know, work on yourself. If you want a fit woman, you know, a woman that's going out and exercising and taking good care of her body, then you got to do that. If you desire to have a person that's eating healthy, then why are you eating junk food? So these are the kind of things that you got to work on inside of you. And how's your attitude? Do you got a, you know, a cocky attitude, or can you be a bitch? Starlight can be a bitch at times, not with the one that I'm in a higher love with, but when somebody rubs my fur a little on the wrong way, you know, out there in public, you know, I am not letting people treat me like that anymore. So I was never like that before, but now, I mean, I've had my brother that's no longer here. He purposely was trying to trigger me to get me to, you know, like to, you know, because he's seen how calm and relaxed I was, and it was driving him nuts. So he was purposely trying to get me upset and angry to use my voice that I didn't have. Well, guess what? I have a voice now, you know, is now I'm not afraid to speak my mind. So yeah, now, you know, I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm not holding back like I did a long time ago. So yeah, at times I can be a bitch. But those are things that we need to protect ourselves and to show people, you're not treating me like that. You know, that happened a long time ago. So with men, like, do you get cranky all the time? You know, like you're not happy with your job and you come home and complain all the time about your job and about the work, you know. So those are things that you can work on now. Say, you know, I hate my job. I don't like my job. I don't like the boss. I don't like the, you know, my supervisor, the, you know, the staff there. So those are things that you can work on and say, you know what, I need to work on that. I need to actually, yeah, you know, it causes a lot of stress. And same with women. I don't let, you know, my boss, you know, sexual harassment can go in both sexes. So you really do. You got to find a job that you really love and learn to love yourself. I don't love myself, Starlight. Well, that is going to be a huge problem to find the one. So and don't say that I'm giving up on the opposite sex. I don't want to have a relationship, because you're pointing out there saying it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's her, it's him, you know, it's those kind of men or all these kind of women. And those are all lessons that were, you know, you got to learn lessons from all those past relationships that you had, you know. And okay, what did you learn in all those relationships that you were in long time ago? Well, she was a bitch. Okay, get to know the women before you jump in one, you know, in a relationship. Oh, he, you know, like, he didn't respect me. Well, you got to learn to respect yourself. That way you don't let other people disrespect you. So working on yourself is getting a voice back, and working on yourself is getting healed from past relationships. So you really got to find out all the different things that you learned. Whoops, sorry, Starlight. That way, you got to find out who you are. Who are you? You know, you might think you know who you are, but if you don't know who you are, how are you going to find out the one out there? And that's why it's so important to work on yourself. Whoopsie. And find out what you like and what, you know, find out more about you. Don't give up on a relationship. And a lot of people, when they say they give up on a relationship, they're always blaming it on everybody else why they don't want a relationship. They don't want to point back at themselves and say, you know, I got work to do. I got things I gotta, you know, I gotta raise the bar. I gotta start eating healthier. I gotta exercise more. I gotta, you know, like, love myself more unconditionally. You know, I gotta go out and meditate, do some yoga, or, you know, do some exercise. I gotta You know, because when you're not taking good care of yourself, like eating healthy, people end up gaining weight, then it makes them feel bad, and it doesn't build their confidence up, you know. And taking care of your body, or out, you know, like brushing your teeth, and using skin cream to make yourself look beautiful. But you don't want to focus all on the outside, but you do want to keep things up, you know. So then, you know, what kind of person do you want to draw in? You know, so if you're not taking care of your hair and your body and your clothes, you know, is that, you know, you're only going to draw that kind of person into your life. You know, like if you were a dirty person, you know, and didn't take care of your teeth and didn't take care of your hair and all that, that's the kind of person you're going to be going out with, is that kind of person. But if you take care of yourself inwardly and outside of yourself, you know, that is what you're going to match up to. You know, because that is what you're going to resonate to. So if you want to resonate to that chick there or that guy there, and but you're like, he's too good for me, or she's too good for me. No, that is a mindset that you've put on yourself. Work on yourself and believe that you can. You deserve to have a good man in your life, and you deserve to have, I don't want to say good, but, you know, and I don't want to say beautiful, because it's not about the outside, a kind man, a kind, you know, a thoughtful man, a woman that is, you know, not only treating herself good, but she treats other people out in public. So if you ever make friends with somebody out there, you know, like, because you've been working on yourself, how are they treating people out in public? How are they when they drive their car around and you're with them? And do they, you know, like, this can happen to men or women, you know, do they, you know, have road rage, you know? Do they have a temper? Is she a bitch? Is she controlling? Is he controlling? You know, these are things that you want to avoid, and realize, hey, they got work to do, you know, but we all have work to do. So Starlight, like I said, I'm in a higher love with somebody, but I had to do a lot of work, a lot of disciplining. I had to work on my diet. You know, like, I gave up my alcohol. I wasn't smoking cigarettes. I gave up my alcohol. I gave up my marijuana, because that man that I am in a higher love with doesn't drink wine, doesn't drink alcohol, doesn't, you know, smoke marijuana. That is something that, hey, if you're smoking marijuana or doing drugs, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in you. Oh, okay, I'm going to start working on myself. I was eating a lot of junk food. I ate everything and anything. I'll tell you what, I gained a lot of weight. And this man said, hey, you're eating a lot of junk food. I can't, you know, we're not going to resonate. Oh, so I worked so hard, and I'm doing really, really super good. You know, because it does take time. You know, I'm exercising more. I'm getting out and taking good care of my body, because I need to. You know, because if you're going to live with that person for the rest of your life, you got to work on yourself. It's good to, you know, like, to work on yourself. So don't give up on searching for someone, and don't, you know, you're going to do whatever you want to do. But, you know, if you think, it's because a lot of times we know people that don't, you know, gave up on relationships, they don't want to do the work on themselves. And then they get mad because they didn't do the work on themselves. And then they end up getting the same shit every time with the same kind of men or women. And then they think, oh, that's all there is. It's because you're not doing the work. You got to do the work. It isn't going to just, you know, like, that person, the dream girl or the dream guy, isn't just going to fall on your lap. God's not going to let that. God's going to put all these other ones out there and try to teach you some lessons to learn that you got to work on yourself. Nothing like that just gets handed to you. God wants you to work on yourself. When you work on yourself and focus more on yourself, it will draw that right one out there that is meant for you. That's, you know, because you've been doing the work. Then you got something to give them later on. You'd be like, hey, look at me. I'm working on myself. I'm eating healthy. I'm exercising. And a man be like, wow, look at this. You know, I get men left and right all the time wanting to be with Starlight. Sorry, but I'm like, I'm already, you know, focused on one out here. So anyway, don't give up. And there's a lot of people, when they give up, guess what they do? They end up caving in, they throw the towel in, they don't want to work on themselves, and then they go for one-night stands or friends with benefits. That's how much work they got to do. That's a lot of work, because now you're just giving your energy away and mixing your energy up with other people, and you don't know what they're carrying, you know, energetically wise, or even, like, doing that is very risky, is because you can catch something or get somebody pregnant or all kinds of other things that can happen. And is it really taking care of the problem? Absolutely not. It's making things worse. You're not making anything better by going in those kind of relationships, because you're only deceiving yourself. You're only lying to yourself, you know, is because when you go home, you're alone, and you're not even, you know, you can't keep yourself happy in those kind of relationships, because there's going to be problems all the time in those. So anyway, I love you. You can do what you want to do, but really don't give up on searching for love. You got, how young are you? You know, so start working on yourself now, and you'd be surprised when and how this all happens, how God does it. You know, it's amazing how God will put that one, and you might have to work like 3 years. 3 years, yeah. Would you rather work on yourself for 3 years and get rewarded with the one, instead of wasting 3 years of your life when you didn't work on yourself and end up going with guys or girls that you end up going through the same problems that you went through before, because you didn't learn your lesson? And then you could have done 3 years of work, or a couple of years of working inside of you, and bam, you're gonna, it doesn't have to take that long, but I'm just throwing that number out there, is that bam, now, because you've done the work. But if you don't do the work, you're going to end up complaining and being miserable anyway. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. Plus, oops, Starlight, I got a hole somewhere in this ground here. You can swing by. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Swing by and say hi to Starlight, so you can leave a message down below. You can share these videos with your family or friends. Did you hear that back there? The crows. They're like talking. So you could share my videos with a crow and a lion. And don't forget my playlist. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Don't give up on love. I'm telling you, I have been overflowing with unconditional love in my heart space, because I am doing the work, and it's worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end. It's already worth it now. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.